John Wesley preached the social responsibilities of Christian piety. 1772 Slavery was judicially excluded from England, 14,000 slaves were freed. 1792 Conditions aboard slave ships were regulated by law. 1808 The English slave trade was abolished. 1831 All European slave trade abolished. England spent £15 million for enforcement, even making payments to Spain and Portugal to stop the trade. 1833 Slavery abolished in British Empire, £45 million paid in compensation to free 780,933 slaves. Wilberforce, along with Buxton, Macaulay, and Clark, all evangelicals who were converted under Wesley's ministry, were the top leaders in ending slavery. This British action in the 1830s profoundly affected American attitudes, which resulted in the Civil War. Prison reform: John Howard, Elizabeth Fry of England, Fleidner of Germany. Florence Nightingale, the mother of modern nursing, was trained in one of Fleidner's schools in Kaiserswerth. Labor reform: Anthony Ashley Cooper, Earl of Shaftesbury, self-described evangelical of the Evangelicals, pioneered child labor laws, prohibited women working in the mines, established mental health sanitarium, built parks and libraries. Harriet Beecher Stowe, daughter of a preacher, married to a preacher, all her brothers were preachers. Her book, Uncle Tom's Cabin, ignited the minds and imaginations of people in both North and South. "So this is the little lady who made this big war," said Abraham Lincoln upon meeting her for the first time. Her book was the first great American bestseller. Initial print run was 300,000 copies. Sold 3 million copies in America, then 40 million worldwide in 40 languages. The Third Great Awakening 1858–59 produced a rash of missionary and philanthropic organizations in the U.S. and England. Barnardo's Homes, world's largest orphanage system. William Booth's Salvation Army. Henry Dunnett, a student evangelist in Geneva, founded the Red Cross in 1865. YMCA was founded in 1844 and grew greatly. The missionaries from William Carey on. CMS Christian Missionary Society taught 200,000 to read in East Africa in one generation. Secured the abolition of widow burning and child sacrifice. Brought medicine to the world. Actually founded the educational systems in China, Japan, and Korea. Today, World Vision, Wycliffe Bible translators, mission agencies, parachurch groups, denominational missionaries, medical personnel, teachers, and volunteers. It is impossible to exaggerate the importance of the coming of Christianity. It brought with it, for one thing, an altogether new sense of human life. For the Greeks had shown man his mind, but the Christians showed him his soul. They taught that in the sight of God, all souls were equal, that every human life was sacrosanct and inviolate. Whether Greeks had identified the beautiful and the good, had thought ugliness to be bad, had shrunk from disease and imperfection and from everything misshapen, horrible, and repulsive, the Christians sought out the diseased, the crippled, the mutilated, to give them help. Love, for the ancient Greek, was never quite distinguished from Venus. For the Christians held that God was love, it took on deep overtones of sacrifice and compassion.